The court might end up talking about vaccine mandates and having to hear arguments about that going forward. Take a listen to Jen Psaki. There's a lot of issues about the vaccines, right? So states mandate a lot of vaccines, especially for school children. And I want to get your take on whether the federal overreach is in telling the states what to do and also about businesses. Here's what Jen Psaki said about business.
It's certainly more cost effective to require vaccines. They may not decide to do that. That's up to them to decide to do.
So ultimately the burden's on that business to make that decision or just swallow the cost.
Correct. Most of these businesses can absolutely afford it.
Where do you think this is headed from a legal standpoint?
Well, they're ignoring the fact that the president is not a king. Our founding fathers made a really good decision in not having a monarch and not having someone who was vested with all the powers of despotism. Look, there is no federal law. There is no provision under the Constitution. It gives the president of the United States the power to just say, you know, I'm in charge of everything. My job is to keep the American people safe, regardless of whether the law empowers me to do that. So I'm just going to mandate that all the businesses that employ over a certain number of people, they just have to do all this. He doesn't have the power to do that. No more than Harry Truman had the power back in the 1950s to seize the assets of every steel company in America to support the Korean War effort. There are limits to what presidents can do. And just like Harry Truman did in that case, Joe Biden has far exceeded his power here, and it's only a matter of time before the court acknowledges.
Well, the threat from the White House is that you pay a $14,000 fine, I think, for each offense. Right. Which would suggest that every employee who's in violation is $14 grand. Do you believe today that any American pays that fine, Senator?
Well, I think it's very unlikely that any American ends up having to pay that fine after it's been litigated. But the sad thing is, what worries me is that as that risk mounts, they can't tell for sure what the Supreme Court will do or when it might do it. So I think most businesses are going to end up just paying that. Right. Almost as a form of extortion. And that's where due process is lost. This is exactly why I think some companies will challenge it, and I think the Supreme Court will review it, and will conclude that President Biden has exceeded his authority.
More to come on that.
Senator Mike Lee, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Got